They said the house had been empty for 80 years, though sometimes, on autumn nights, a faint light could be seen in its highest window. The locals whispered that the wind sounded different on that hill. Not a whistle, not a howl, but something almost human. Clara didn't believe in ghosts. At least, she didn't until the night she decided to see the place for herself. She climbed the steep, crooked path with nothing but a dim lantern and the determination to prove everyone wrong. The deeper she went into the fog, the quieter the world became, as though the crickets, the trees, even the moonlight itself were holding their breath. At the top, the silhouette of the house emerged, tall, skeletal, and hunched as if leaning toward her. Its windows reflected no light. Its front door hung crooked, like an open mouth caught mid-whisper. The air inside was colder than outside, wet, like the breath of something alive. Dust motes swirled in her lantern glow, and the smell of mold and rust clung to her throat. Wallpaper hung in ragged strips, revealing wood that looked almost burned from within. She heard it then, a faint tap, 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 as if nails were scratching the underside of the floor. It stopped when she did, then started again when she moved. Her feet creaked over warped boards until she reached the grand staircase, its banister carved with figures whose faces had been gouged away. At the top was the hallway of closed doors. Every single one had a key in the lock, turned outward. The scratching grew louder behind the last door on the right. She turned the key. The room beyond was filled with children's furniture. A tiny bed, a rocking horse, a dollhouse. Every single toy was turned to face the door, as if waiting for her. A small wooden chest sat in the center of the floor. She opened it. Inside, there was only one thing: a porcelain doll with glass eyes. Eyes that were wet, as if they had been crying. The lantern flickered. In the instant of darkness, the toys had shifted. When the light returned, the rocking horse faced her directly, and the dollhouse door was ajar. From inside the dollhouse, she heard whispering. The whispering grew into giggles, then into low, rasping words she could not understand. Something moved inside the dollhouse, something that didn't fit the scale. She slammed the chest shut and ran, but the hallway was wrong now. Longer. Doors she had passed earlier now stood open, revealing rooms filled with mirrors, each reflecting not her face, but a pale figure standing behind her. By the time she reached the stairs, her lantern was nearly dead. The front door was gone. In its place stood a wall of rotting wood, and carved into it was a single word: stay. She turned, and the pale figure from the mirrors was there, impossibly tall, its head tilted at a grotesque angle, its mouth stretched into a smile too wide to be human. In its hand was the porcelain doll, its wet eyes fixed on her. "You opened the box," it whispered, though its lips never moved. "Now you belong in it." The lantern went out. The next morning, the townsfolk swore they saw a faint light in the highest window of the house on the hill, and a shadow that looked suspiciously like Clara's, standing perfectly still, watching them.